Foodies, welcome to the channel if you're new or if you're not. I'm Alyssia and I am stoked you're here either way. I am all about getting dinner done quick, partially because I'm busy, but let's be real. Sometimes I have the time and I just don't feel like spending it all cooking. There is nothing wrong with that. Today I have got one meal in the oven, one over the stove, and one in the air fryer. All of these take only 15 minutes and they all feature MOWI Salmon. Their premium and sustainable salmon are high in protein, vitamins, and omega-3s thanks to their diet rich in marine ingredients, but this also delivers the wonderful color, texture, and marbling that I have found to be typical of MOWI. And I love how easy it is to get MOWI salmon because you can order it through Amazon Fresh. And would you believe it is fresh, never frozen, and delivers within 48 hours. So cool. I have linked it in my description for you to try. We are getting started with a sheet pan dinner, rosemary Dijon salmon with veggies and rice. I mixed together Greek yogurt, Dijon mustard, smoked paprika, and fresh chopped rosemary. That's the topping. I love that MOWI salmon comes pre-portioned as bistro cuts, so I don't have to do any of that prep work. I add the royal portion 2-pack to my lined sheet pan and then spread on that delicious topping. So simple. For veggies, I'm going with zucchini and summer squash because they are going to roast up quickly in the oven right next to my salmon. I toss them with oil, garlic powder, smoked paprika, oregano, salt, and pepper, but you can really use your favorite spices. I am also adding a foil tent over the salmon. I find that foil helps keep the fish tender and really seals in that moisture and flavor, but you can skip this step if you'd like. Into the oven it goes. To keep this meal at 15 minutes or less of cooking time, I'm going with these simple squashes and cutting them small. Also, using salmon as our protein definitely helps keep this quick. In the meantime, I reheat my meal prepped rice. Now, I don't meal prep everything, but having just a couple of things ready to go, like this rice, makes my weeknights so much easier. This is really going to be a fresh cooked meal. 15 minutes later and dinner is served. That Dijon is sharp but tame thanks to the creamy yogurt, and that rosemary adds a lovely freshness. The texture of the MOWI salmon is just amazing. It is so flaky no matter how it's cooked. Next, let's do one over the stove. Some days I really want a simple restaurant-style blackened salmon. It's easier than you might expect. To keep it all under 15 minutes, I'm going to start with the veggie sides. Stovetop veggies can be quick if you do it right. The trick? High heat. I heat one pan over medium-high to high heat and add oil. I'm using avocado oil here for its high smoke point since we're using high heat. Add your chopped sweet potato and lemon halves. Cover and let it sit for about 3 minutes. Don't even touch it. I know it's hard, but just let it be. We want it to brown on the bottom. In the meantime, you can make your blackened salmon mixture. The spices are paprika, cayenne to taste, onion powder, dried thyme, and oregano, salt, and pepper. I pour that onto a flat plate or dish and then coat my MOWI salmon. I'm using the smaller escalopino cuts since they've got more surface area that I can press into those spices. These cuts also cook up so quickly and have less skin. Okay, next we can uncover and toss our sweet potato. It should be browning for sure. I add a little bit of coconut aminos for flavor as well as some salt and then turn the heat down to medium-low and just let it sit covered for another 5 to 7 minutes. Now let's get our salmon going over another burner. Heat a cast iron or heavy bottom pan over medium heat. I add oil. I also love butter for blackened salmon. And once it starts to smoke, I shut off the heat. Get your salmon on there, flesh side down, and then turn the heat back on and cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Then you can flip it, admire the lovely blackened sear, and let it cook over medium heat until crispy on both sides and flakes with a fork. Our sweet potato is done, and to keep veggies quick, I am simply going to add a little oil with garlic for a minute and then adding a ton of spinach and a pinch of salt. Wilting spinach literally takes 1 minute in the pan, so it's a great way to keep dinners quick and it pairs really well with salmon. You don't want to overdo it though. It should still be a vibrant green with a little bit of life in those leaves. And dinner is done! A squeeze of that blackened lemon will bring it all together. Wow, this tastes like restaurant salmon, and that blackened seasoning is just delicious. A bit of heat and so savory. Good for for your taste buds, goodness for your body. MOWI Salmon has higher levels of omega-3s too. Plus, they never use antibiotics or nitrates, and they're non-GMO and certified for food safety. I shared a blog post a while back that talks about farmed versus wild-caught salmon and some of the pros and cons of each. While I like the health benefits of wild-caught salmon, I always feel some guilt about the sustainability factor. So I love that MOWI uses clean, sustainable farms and is able to offer ocean farmed salmon rather than aquaculture bred, which leads to a much healthier and environmentally friendly product. Okay, one more. I thought for the last one we'd use the air fryer for the entire meal. A jerk salmon with mango salsa served with potatoes and asparagus. For the salmon, we need jerk seasoning. You can use a pre-made seasoning or you can make your own. For my homemade jerk seasoning, I use a mix of garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, cumin, dried parsley, dried thyme, allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, red pepper flakes, cayenne, salt, pepper, and I use coconut sugar, but brown sugar is also fine too. Mix it up and store for later use. I do it directly in the jar. Today we only need about 1 tablespoon of the mix. I brush down the MOWI bistro cuts with a little oil and a sprinkle of that jerk seasoning. Then I prep the potatoes and asparagus by tossing each with oil, salt, and pepper. Let's get the air fryer going. Once it's heated, I first add my potatoes. I let them go for about 5 minutes before adding in the asparagus. Another 4 minutes later, and then I can add that salmon. And I also like to add a few slices of lemon too. The great thing about the air fryer is that you can open the drawer and even turn down the heat if you need to once you add additional components. So I lowered the heat a little bit for the salmon. The key is knowing about how long to cook the different items. Asparagus will need less time, for instance, but Brussels sprouts, for example, would need more. While the salmon cooks, I throw together a mango salsa. It's just diced mango, red bell pepper, red onions, jalapeno, cilantro, lime juice, and a pinch of salt. Delicious and beautiful. This is probably my favorite one of the day. That jerk seasoning is so delicious, and the mango salsa brings a lovely freshness and sweetness to balance out the seasoning, but also the flaky texture of the salmon. And air fryer potatoes are never a mistake. Salmon is good. MOWI is goodness. I hope you'll try out any of these recipes using MOWI Salmon or create your own. Ordering seafood online has never been easier, and Amazon Fresh will get MOWI delivered to you, so it is fresh, never frozen. I've linked it below for you to check out if you'd like. Let me know if you want more salmon dinners and 15-minute recipes. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you are all well. I will see you next week for a brand new episode, and remember, it's all a matter of mind over munch.